Hello and welcome to another Planet Zoo video. I am It's Your Catch, and this is episode 3 of my genetics breeding challenge. Since the first two species that I picked were African wild dogs and Arctic wolves, I thought it would be natural just to go with timber wolves next and have all the dog species that are currently in the game. I'm actually curious what other people do when they breed different species in this game, because I know some people, they'll have like one breeding pair and then they'll get rid of that pair once they have the baby, and use the baby as the new starter one and just buy another animal for him. And so that is my plan, to do something like that, but I was almost wondering if it would be better to keep the original pair and then have a second exhibit for the same species somewhere else in the zoo to have two breeding pairs at once. So if you have any opinions about that, just let me know. But anyway, I'm gonna end up doing a time-lapse for the timber wolves. I just wanted to quickly get some more enrichment stuff for the other animals since we did some research for them. So I want to make sure all the exhibits are up to date and the best they can be for the animals. Also, I know I haven't put any plants in the exhibits yet, and that's coming very soon. I just don't want to spend too much money on that because obviously the animals are what's going to draw people in, and so if I have animals that don't need any trees to be happy in their exhibits, then it's kind of a waste of money until it's time to make everything beautiful, which is something that I do plan on doing. Just not quite yet, so I apologize. I do find it a little bit strange how many animals in this game can get by without plants. It just kind of seems unnatural, but maybe that is how it is in real life, because I know they did do a lot of research to create this game, so I'm sure they know what they're doing. Since we're looking at the African wild dogs exhibit, I just want to check out the animals, and I want to see what the baby's stats actually are, because I don't remember off the top of my head. Okay, yeah, here's the baby, and she has 33, 16, 50, and 50, so this might end up being a struggle, but we're gonna see if we can make it work, or maybe they'll have another baby. But anyway, I'm gonna get into the time-lapse here for the wolf habitat, so just sit back and enjoy the music. Okay, so I got the main bit of the exhibit done. I just need to put them in now so that I can actually do the terrain and stuff for them. As I'm sure you can tell, I'm still working on how to do like the terrain in a nice way, and so this is probably just a temporary shelter that I've built in the corner for them, but it works. It gives them shelter, and it just looks like a little hill with some holes in it for them. So that's all they need. So we'll try to make it look nice later on, I think, in the series. So I'm just gonna do a quick cut and come back once they're actually in the exhibit here. Alright, so let's see what this guy needs here. It's really funny because most of the animals end up needing like way less long grass than is in all of the parks that at least I've done in the past in this game. But maybe some of them have different ground, I'm not sure. And it's actually kind of frustrating, at least for me. I always seem like I can't get like edges or corners quite done. Like, so I always feel like I have tons of grass that I just can't see or can't find. I don't know if that happens to anyone else, but it's usually not too big of a deal. I can get rid of enough that it's not a problem, but I wish it worked a little bit easier. And so I decided to just do mostly rock on this hill here where the shelter is. Let me know if you have any suggestions to make this look nicer. I am going to add trees sometime, maybe not this episode, and I also maybe want to just remake a shelter for them at some point. So if you have any suggestions what might look good for a wolf shelter, just let me know, that'd be great. Okay, so it looks like with the two of them I didn't make this quite big enough, so I'm just going to make it bigger here in a second. I wish that the Zoopedia would actually tell us, you know, how much space was for more than one animal, even if it was like, here's how much you need for one, here's how much you need for like 4 of them or something, or I don't know, because it would be obviously tedious for them to include like, here's for 1, here's for 2, here's for 3, you know, but I figure maybe they could give you a nice range of like, here's what you need for 1, here's what you need for 4, and so you can know, oh, if I have 2, it's somewhere in between, you know, that'd be nice. Especially when it comes to planning for the baby animals too, because, you know, if they have, say, 2 babies, you might not have enough space for them once they're born, which would be unfortunate, and you could be a hassle to try to make everything work out later. So it would just be nice to know ahead of time, like, how much space might be added per animal. Maybe that would be something they could do. I don't know. I don't know exactly how it works anyway. Realistically, though, it's not necessarily a huge deal, because obviously you can just change things around, but I would just be worried if I did have another exhibit next to this so I didn't have room to expand. You know, that would be a big problem. But we're just gonna have to be careful, I guess. Alright, so real quick, I just want to see if I can raise the prices here. Looks like I might be able to. I always try not to do too much because I don't like the guests to be upset and not come in. But we'll see. With only 3 animals, I don't really know what they will or will not pay for. Oh, I forgot the cooling for the wolves again. I don't know why, I always seem to forget that for them. But let's just add it in now for them so that they will be all good in their habitat here. I wish I knew the best strategy of putting them into the habitats too, because I always feel like either the corners or somewhere in the habitat is always missing some cooling for them, and so then they'll go into like a certain area and then I'll get the pop-up saying that they're not in the right temperature when it's just like they just need to walk a foot to the left or whatever. So if you have any suggestions or placement ideas for that, let me know. I know like I could just get more of them, but at least for right now I don't want to spend too much money and I don't want to have to just have extra stuff. I didn't spend too much time actually just watching the animal at all, and so it's really cute just to watch this wolf play with the blocks and everything, so hope you guys don't mind that I left it in. I just thought it was cute and fun, so. Oh, and now he wants to go play with the bone too. Okay, so it's really fun. I just love this game and it looks really good, and I finally have a computer that can play it decently well. Oh yeah, the Arctic wolves were mating during that time lapse, I almost forgot. I better go see if one's actually pregnant or not. Oh geez, now ticket prices are too high. Oh jeez. Okay, I'll just lower that real quick. And then I'll go check on the Arctic wolves and see if one of the girls is pregnant or not. Alright, so this one is the male. Obviously it's not him. Let's see this other one. She is not pregnant. Okay, so that's not good. Let's see the other one. Okay, so she's also not pregnant. I don't think I've ever seen that happen where they say the mating thing and then none of them are pregnant. So that's really strange, but I guess we'll just have to wait and hope they mate again sometime soon. The other thing I always forget to do right away is all of the educational stuff. So I'm just going to do a quick time lapse to put some signs and speakers up around all the habitats and get all those set up so it's all ready to go. I actually really love that they included this in the game, even though it is something that I forget or, don't think about first. But when it comes to like real life animals, that's one of the things that I love the most. I love to see the animals and I love taking photos of them. But I also think it's really cool to learn like interesting facts about how they act in the wild and what they're like, and even personalities, because every species and every individual is different. And so that stuff is super fascinating to me. And so I just love to learn, where the animals are from, what they do in their day-to-day life, and everything like that. And so I think it's cool that they included that in the game. Okay, so that just about does it for this episode. I'm just gonna pick the next animal. I think we're gonna maybe end up with 5 total in the park before we move on to the next one. So we'll, get the 5 first up to full stats, and then we'll go on to some more species. Or at least, like, maybe once one gets there, we'll replace it with another one. We'll see how it goes once we get further. But I am thinking that I want to do zebras in the next episode, if you can't tell, because I'm looking at zebras right now. I love horses, and so zebras are kind of an extension of that, so they're super fun, so I just want to see if we can get any that look cool. I might have to end up getting a few more later than today, because I think they need a herd of at least 4 or 5, so we'll see if we can get at least 2 or 3 right now. Looks like there's plenty here, so maybe we'll wait till later. And I love these albino ones here, or whatever they're called. They might not be albino, but they're so pretty. But obviously, I want to try to breed those. I don't want to just buy them outright. I have so much planned for the next episode. I also want to get in some trees and everything, and hopefully we can keep making some money. But for now, that's going to be it for this episode. I appreciate you watching so much. If you're enjoying the series, please leave a like and consider subscribing so you can see the next one. And until next time, I will see you later.